keeping watch on which pseudocode is found. It may be DCDS, it may be using drop, it may be end, EQU, LTORG, anything. For each pseudocode, you guys are aware what are the steps we have to perform. But right now we are just printing this particular pseudocode is found. Up to this we have completed in previous lab session. If I take you on my Eclipse code, by observing you will be able to understand, right? So here we had learned how to read a file from in a Java. Then we have written pod.txt where we have kept all these pseudocodes, right? And then from Java we have started reading the file. If you observe the main function in front of you, main method, so we have created an object of a file. Scanner class will read from that file until you have a value next lines in a file we are reading. So that is the reason the loop is added over here. Repeated action for each line. Then you are getting next line, that is the first line, which we have splitted based on space, and then we had passed that words. When you break down your line based on spaces, so आपको words मिल जाएंगे one by one, 1 to n. So that we have stored in a token array, and now that array we are passing to search pot function. Search pot method is, what is the role of it? It will open. Now you are having input file line which is stored in this token variable, tok dummy variable. Then you have to compare it with each line available in pod.txt. So pod.txt आपका वापस file है. So what we did is open that file and then read it till you have a next lines. So you are reading that line and then we have a comparison कि मेरे input line में के जो words है, is there any word matching with pseudocodes pod.txt file? If yes, we are just comparison, n number of pseudocodes hai. So which exactly you have got? So that we have done comparison. So if my input is equal to start, so I am just printing right now what the start pseudocode is found. Here we will write some code in future. Okay. Right now I am keeping it simple कि मुझे सिर्फ pseudocode मिल गया, इतना ही मैसेज दिया है. वो मिलने के बाद क्या करना है? That code we will dump later on. Same for all rest of the pseudocodes. And I am going to return true if pseudocode found. अगर कोई भी match नहीं हुआ, you are going to return false. Means pseudocode search fail. So what is our next step? Look at your flowchart. If pseudocode is not found, you have to follow this vertical path, not found wala, where we have to look up in a mnemonic code table, mod table. So time to create mod.txt where we will keep all the mnemonics, and then we'll write search mod method. Okay. Free to ask questions if you have any doubts. One more thing, I had explained why I am setting this position variable just to reduce the search. Okay. So by default, my first word is a search place if my length of the token, number of tokens we got in line is less than 3. But if it is equal to 3, means label exists. तो आपके first position पे label आने वाला है, which is not of our interest. So label के बाद आपका mnemonic या pseudocode आ सकता है. So in that situation, your positions, lookup position is 1. Otherwise वो 0 ही रहेगी. First position पे ही आपको required token मिलेगा. And that position variable I am using for comparison. Okay. This will be applicable in search mod also. So now first we have to create pod.txt. Sorry, mod.txt. Okay. Let me check what happened here. The sample Java is different. So know which project you are updating. So I'll just close this project, which is not my required project. So no confusion. So here only I'll create one more file. So click on project, new, add a file, and I'm giving name mod.txt. Okay. Now here I want to create one more file where I'll keep a input. So if you have a look at your sample means pass1 basically, अभी आपका pass1 ही हो गया. Here I had given a complete path of my input file. अगर आपका different path पे है, so you have to give a complete path. अगर आपको path नहीं देना है, so you should have your file in your current project. So here you will be able to create input.asm. Okay. Now my input.asm is blank file, so I just have to copy data in it. So right now blank है, I'll just copy it. Whatever code we had chosen, वही मैं copy करने वाली हूँ. I'll not waste my time in writing that file again. I'll show what my input asm is. Last time also you had to observe. So by default it is going in Visual Studio. I close that. Open with notepad, WordPad, copy this. सेम कोड मैं वहाँ पे आपको प्रोसेस करके दिखा रही हूँ. जस्ट save it. So in your current project you will be having input.asm. So it's again going in Visual Studio, no issues. We will just execute this. Whatever change I have done, is it working or adding bugs in my code? That I have to make sure. So it was working perfectly fine when I had given a complete path of it. Let's see if we execute with changed one. So if you observe console, you have a messages start found. So where all lines where pseudocodes found are detected properly, start to end. Okay. So don't have to worry. Only mnemonics not yet traced because we have not written code for it. So now we are moving ahead. We had created a mod.txt and now you can list out all the mnemonics that are supported by your machine. But right now you don't have to keep all the instructions. So what we can do is we will look at our input.asm file. Okay. And whatever mnemonics used here, that mnemonics we will keep in our mod.txt. I'll keep 1 2 extra for your reference. So third line is having load, then AR, AST. These are our actual instructions. So here we have to add them. So first is load. For now you might be aware or you may be able to recall what we have learned in mod.txt. So mod is having 4 fields. First one is mnemonic name. Second is you have to choose some hex code for it. Third is the length of that instruction. Fourth is the format of that instruction. So I have kept it space separated. आपको comma separated रखना है, comma separated रखो. सिर्फ आपका प्रोग्राम उसके हिसाब से मॉडिफाई होगा. स्प्लिट करते वक्त स्पेस की जगह कॉमा यूज करो. Similarly you have AR. So let's say I'm writing AR is a 2 byte instruction because it is of RR type. I guess you have one more statement A. Let me check. Yeah. So A is a variation. It is 4 byte instruction. So assume some hex code for it. RX type. Similarly ST. I'm randomly choosing hex code for it. Okay. RX. Apart from that, if you find out anything additional, please add it. So load, add register, add symbol, add then store. So these are the only things we have. Just for our reference, we can add CMP, which is a comparison based statement. Let's say by D is a hex code for it, 4 bytes of instruction RX. So likewise, you can add n number of or all the instructions available in instructions. But whatever simulator we are using, for that this much is enough. Okay. Once your mod is ready, you have to start searching mod table. But when? So apply a check here. If your search pot method returns false, so if it is going to return something to you, right? So whatever is the return value is equal to false, then only you will give a call to search mod. Otherwise वो search successful हुआ है, pseudocode process होके आ रहा है, you don't have to search in a mod table, just go ahead and read the next line. But if your pot fails, then only you have to look up in a mod table. So I'll be writing search mod method now. Same token array we have to give as an input here. Okay. Is same token array we are passing here. And now you have to write the code. So your code will be almost similar. Initial part is almost similar to your search mod method, search pot method. Okay. So same we have to write. So you are going to again return boolean value from your search mod method. You will be passing string array DOK. If you look at calling method, we are calling our methods without using object of a class. So that's why we have to make it static. If you wanna call it with object, so here no need to write this static. That is important. Okay. So I'm just making it static. Without object, I'll be able to call it. So static, and it is going to throw error because we are using input output operations. So exception, file related exception is possible, IO related exception. So you need to take care of it. Now it is still giving some error, so we need to check it out. What is the error? Okay, this method must return something. By default वो return false करेगा. Whenever we will get something, we will put. Now one more thing, here you have to look up in a mod table. So if you recall your search pot function, we have looked up in a pot.txt. So this statement will be changed for mod. Scanner object will be created. You have to set the position and read the line by line from mod.txt till you find out either match with it or end of the file. So this will be repeated. Now, instead of typing again, I'm going to copy this much. I have to take care of parenthesis matching. So instead of pot, here I'm going to open mod.txt. Whatever line I'm going to read from that text file, it will be stored in a string variable mod line. So my variable name need to be changed everywhere. Okay. I'll tell you what I have done right now. Give me a minute. So file is a file class object which will point to the file which we are trying to open in read mode, and the pot is a handle. It will refer to that location, and then scanner object will initialize it with a pot. By default it reads from system.in, that is input device. Instead we want from file, so I'm passing that for pot. Instead of pot it should be mod. Now make a relevant name. Okay. And whatever line you are fetching from that file, one line we are going to store here in a string variable later on. After that you have to make a comparison. So thought process is same. When I get the line, I'll divide it in a words. At which word I have to make lookup. So by default, first word in an array is your word of interest. But whenever you are having label, your position will be 1. So that care I am taking here. Based on the size of your input array, array जो है token का, that gives you the length. If it is 3, it should be 1. Otherwise वो 0 ही रहेगा. Then I am reading one line at a time. If your mod method is mod line object is having next line to read. We will read the next line here. Okay, you may get load, AR, A, anything. And now that pot words you have to, here you need to make some changes. If you look at the pot table, only one word is there, so no need of line splitting. But in a mod you are having more than one word in a line separated by a space. Length है, hex code है, length of the mnemonic है, and the format. So what we are supposed to do is break down that line. Pot words आपको निकालने हैं. Okay. So I can do it in one line. If you are able to understand, let me know. Otherwise, I'll split it. Whatever line I'm fetching from my input file, I'm directly going to pass it to the split function. Directly call split with that string object. ये जो return करेगा that is string, and then you have to call split with space. So जो भी मिलेगा आपको, it will be like this. One first word is L, second word will be your hex code, third word will be a length, fourth word will be a line format. Okay. So जो भी लाइन हमने पेज की है, आई एम डायरेक्टली स्प्लिटिंग, क्योंकि मुझे ओरिजिनल लाइन में कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. आई वांट वर्ड वेयर आई कैन मेक अ कंपैरिजन, रिट्राइव द लेंथ एंड फॉर्मेट व्हेनेवर रिक्वायर्ड. ओके. सो पॉट वर्ड एरे में आपको वो लाइन सारे वर्ड्स मिल गए. नाउ यू आर रेडी टू मेक अ कंपैरिजन. दिस स्टेप इज न्यू हियर बिकॉज in case of pot we don't have to break down the line. Each line we are having only one word, but here it is having more than one word, so we have splitted based on space. And now took array wherever the position is, either 0 or 1, 0th word या first word input array का you'll be comparing with mod words. But where to do comparison? So look at the mod. आपके इनपुट में नेमोनिक आने वाला है एंड नेमोनिक इज एट 0th प्लेस. ओके, सो माय सर्च इज फिक्स 0th. So here I need to make the changes in name of, and if search is successful, here you will be able to print system.out.println. Right now I'm just printing mnemonic found. Okay, then you can say which mnemonic आपको trace करना है. You just combine to position. For each mnemonic or process is same, so you don't have to do like whatever you did in pot search. हर एक pseudo code का method different है, implementation method different है. But for each pseudo code आपको length and उसका format ही retrieve करना है. So you don't have to keep separate watch. Simply print here mnemonic जो भी value है is found. So in output what is the meaning of this line? And if it is found, you will be returning. No need to search rest of the lines. Simply return true here. So it will go back to your calling method. So here your if is ended. My while loop should end here, so that complete match will have with the parenthesis. So look for the errors. So no red cross anywhere means my program is fine. Let's execute. And let's see whether all the mnemonics are found or not. So yes, if you look at your input file, 10 lines are there. Okay, so look at your console. First line is having start, second is using, third is load, AR, AST. 6 lines are there, right? Then LTORG, DS, DC, end. Total 10 line means all 10 lines are traced successfully. Pseudo code है तो pseudo code में identify हुआ, mnemonic है तो mnemonic में identify हुआ. You can change the sequence of your lines. आपको लग रहा होगा कि बीच में सारे mnemonics आ गए. So just for your understanding, I'm changing the sequence. Still it should work. This is a way of testing if my code is working fine or not. Okay. Let's execute and see. In the console, mnemonic st LTORG found के बाद मिल रहा है. So my code is working perfectly fine even though I am calling my pseudocodes and mnemonics in any order. Okay, so it should work. Program का flow change नहीं करता है, so I'll keep it here only. Up to this, anyone is having any doubt? I'll take you on flowchart what we did right now. I'll show we have completed up to this much. ये वाला जो portion है, this much implementation is over. Rest is yet to implement. So any doubt in this? Let me know. यहाँ तक समझ में आया है? File read करके look up in a tables. Everyone have understood that part? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ. Now to just increase more confidence and confidently I want yes from everyone. I request you try to write the same code and try to understand every line manually कि हर एक line का meaning क्या है. Then only you will be able to code it. You have practical exam for this. Don't forget. Okay. Now, what to do if mnemonic table search is successful? So you have to look at the length part, retrieve the length. वो ऑलरेडी आपके पास आ गया है, टोकन आ रहे आपने जब डिवाइड किया है. Look at the format. RX है तो let's split the arguments and keep a watch on second argument कि वो literal है या symbol है, and accordingly you will update your symbol table and literal tables. But right now you don't have your symbol table and literal table ready with you. So before processing symbols and literal, in your program, make a provision to add symbols and literals. So I'm going to use class and I'm going to create linked list of that object. Okay. So I'll add one more class here called as symbol table. Symtab means symbol table. Okay. आपको जो नाम देना है दे सकते हो. In this class, I am going to define what are the values we are going to store in a symbol table. So recall the format, manual format of your symbol table. We were keeping symbol name, its address or value, then its length and the relocation required. So 4 bits were there. So if you look at the symbol name, it is of string type. So symbol name, ये variable defined. Second is your address, which is coming in integer form. Third is the length, again it will be in an integer form. And the last one is relocation required or not. So you may keep it character or you may keep it as a string. आपको जो भी suitable लगे आप use कर सकते हो. Okay. Character. After that I'll call a default constructor which will initialize the object value. जैसे ही आपको symbol मिलता है, call that create an object of this class. It will store the values in it. So your class name is SymTab. Taking all 4 values. First is of string type, that is name of a symbol, integer address, integer length, and then character relocation. These 4 variables are coming to you when you execute your program. Okay. And that values you have to assign to original variables of this class, original parameters. So symbol name equal to n. So n will be given by your input line. Okay. Similarly, length, you will be calculating that length. So say, here is address. You have to keep sequence in your mind. Okay. ये आपका variables किस order में call हो रहा है. Then you have a length equal to length and then relocation. Similarly, you have to create literal table also. So almost same format we are using for literal table. So create one more class. I'll call it literal tab. I'm going to copy the code from here only because same ही है आपका. name of the table is different, and the processing of literal is different. That's why we are keeping them separate. Okay. So like symbol name, you will be having literal name, literal address, literal length, relocation bit. So all the parameters will be same except literal name. Both the tables are ready. So this is a format of your table. One object will give a one entry in that table. आपको more than one entry create करनी है, because more than one symbol or more than one literal can come in your program. So I have to create an object of linked list class which will store the one value, means one of the object of either literal class or symbol table, and that we will do in a original program, that is sample here. But before that you have to create an object of these two tables and you have to initialize them. So init method you need to write now. जैसे आप processing start करोगे, you have to initialize the things. Okay. So for that reason we will create list class objects. So here only I'm going to create my list class object. Symbol table. Okay. And now this symbol table will have a reference of your class. So मेरे class का नाम मुझे यहाँ पे देना पड़ेगा. I'm going to realize list as a, means it is a template class. So आपको specify करना है what type of value you are going to store. So it is an object of symbol table. Okay. Same way you have to create, but now there is an error. List cannot be resolved. So here you should know where the list class is. So for that purpose you have to use including the package. So for that purpose you have to include the list class object. I think it is written class होना चाहिए. What class we have? So anybody able to recall, please let me know. Actually I forgot. Language में देखना, language तो a minute. Actually it was on my mind, but I don't know how I'm not able to recall right now. Can anyone search and tell me? Do it, come on.
java.util.star.
Util में नहीं मिल रहा है ना, that I had checked. I think util
also there आ जाएगा star के जगह star.
से तो all classes आते हैं, but it should list out all classes. ना class is not given. I have to find out. Thank you. Similarly, you have to create object, and the list class you can realize as a linked list or as a array list. Array list create करोगे, size fix रहेगा और आपको पता नहीं कितने symbols आने वाले. So we'll go for dynamic. Okay. So for that reason we will write init method. Init method will return the thing, just void. And again it creates a problem, static बनाना पड़ेगा उसको, else object create करो. Both methods are okay. Better to create object, it's always preferable way to create object. Okay. And then you have to instantiate this list as a array list or linked list. So I'm suggesting go for linked list only. So here your location counter will be initialized to 0. अभी init कर रहे हैं तो मैंने LCB initialize कर दिया. I have to declare the location counter here. Whose initial value will be 0. and cannot make static reference. That is the another hurdle. Better to go with object creation. And here your variable st should be initialized. So only memory will be allocated, right? So new, this list is following the type of object of a class syntax. The same way you have to write your table object also. Tables are ready. I'm ready to dump data in these two tables. Okay. Once your base is ready, you have to start processing your mnemonics and your pseudocodes. So if you look at your input.asm, see the statements. Here start is having label, means this label need to be added in a symbol table. So आपका start pseudocode update होगा. Then your load and add and store all are having second argument as a variable name. So these are going in either symbol table or literal table. But here they are used forward reference हो रहा है. So their values, rest of the values are going to be question mark, not known to you, unknown to you, 0 or negative जो भी भेजना है. And whenever you get the declaration dsdc update करेंगे, you will be able to update the same entries. So here little bit changes you require. So let's go step by step. So till now keeping my mot found as it is, and we will start processing pseudocodes first. फिर हम वापस mnemonics पे जाएंगे. Okay. So once you got the start pseudocode, we are taking two steps. Very first is operand value is assigned to your location counter. जो अभी 0 है, init method में आपने इसको 0 किया, right? It should be updated. And second is label field will be added in a symbol table. So very first my location counter is equal to the operand field. So where you will get the operand? So wherever the match found, token of position जो है, so wherever the position is pointing, +1 is your operand location. Okay. So what I mean is position is, let's say 0 or 1. +1 करोगे is your required location. Okay. जो भी value है वो आपकी character या string form में, you need to convert it in integer. So you have to call integer dot parseInt, pass this string to it, and your job is done. Okay, चला गया. So what I have done is, if you look at your input, and this is the first line, pragm start 100. So your first word is label at 0th place. First position is equal to 1 this time. So 1 पे आपको start मिल रहा है. 1 + 1 is equal to 2 पे आपको 100 मिल रहा है, which is in string form. So integer dot parseInt is a method which will convert string to integer. 100 को string form से integer form में लाया and assign to your location counter. So आपका काम हो गया. First step is done. Second step is you have to add your element label field in a symbol table, because start के पास label है. Look at here. So this label you have to add in a symbol table. So for that reason you have to take your symbol table object. So symbol table को आपने नाम दिया है st. So stick to this. Where is my location here? So st dot, here you will get add method. See. So this add method you are calling and you are going to pass the object of your symbol table class. ये जो class हमने बनाया है, इसका object आप pass करने वाले हो. Okay. So how to create a object? Add method आपके पास है. Okay. इधर आपको object भेजना है. Object of sim tab. Okay. And जब भी आप object create करो, you have to send the values. So values of 4 fields. First is symbol name. Second उसका address, third is a length, and fourth one is your relocation required. So if you are able to recall my lectures, the symbol name is your टोकन ऑफ 0th पोजीशन, पोजीशन -1 बेसिकली, और 0th पोजीशन पे आपने लिया। पोजीशन जहाँ पे उसके पहले वाला एलिमेंट आपका रिक्वायर्ड एलिमेंट है, ओके, दैट इज योर सिंबल नेम, एज इट इज उसको भेज दिया। एड्रेस इज इक्वल टू, एनीबडी इज एबल टू रिकॉल, if you get the label with start pseudocode, what is the address and what is the length? किसी को याद आ रहा है what I have taught? सिंबल के साथ हम क्या भेजते हैं if it is coming with start pseudocode? लेंथ कहाँ से मिलती है, एड्रेस कहाँ से मिलता है?
Address is location counter and length is 1.
वेरी गुड, यस। सो आपने ऑलरेडी प्रीवियस स्टेटमेंट में एलसी अपडेट कर दिया, राइट? एंड दैट इज द रीजन एलसी अपडेट करना है, फिर ऐड करना है। सो दिस सेम वैल्यू 100 विल बी पास्ड ऑन हियर, एंड लेंथ इज 1 फॉर सेगमेंट नेम, दैट्स व्हाई 1, एंड रिलोकेशन रिक्वायर्ड, सेगमेंट नेम को हमेशा रिलोकेशन रिक्वायर्ड ही है, सो दैट इज अ फिक्स्ड वैल्यू, सेंड इट लाइक दिस। बट इट इज गिविंग एरर बिकॉज मैंने सिंबल टेबल का नाम तो दे दिया बट ऑब्जेक्ट भेजना है। सो व्हेन आई असाइन हियर न्यू, व्हेन रन टाइम मैंने ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट किया एंड आई एम पासिंग द वैल्यूज टू इट, फाइन, जस्ट नीड टू क्रॉस चेक माय पैकेट्स, डन, जॉब इज डन, फर्स्ट सिंबल ऐड हो गया एंड स्टार्ट सूडोकोड प्रोसेसिंग इज आल्सो डन। एनी डाउट इन दीज टू स्टेटमेंट्स? हमने जो मैन्युअली किया था वही कोड किया है मैंने। Pick the value of operand, assign to LC, pick the label, add it in symbol table. Symbol table आपका class है. We had created linked linked list of that object, and now we are adding first object. So first node is added in your list with these values. So आपके first node में 4 field है, 5th field link होगा. So 4 field हम यहाँ पे भेज रहे हैं. Symbol name, address, length, and the relocation. Clear the idea? Yes or no? Hopefully you have got that. For using you don't have to do anything. Simply वो line आपको output file में write करनी है. How to write in output file that we will see later. Next thing is which pseudocode you would like to process first. आपके पास end है, DC है, DS है. So when you reach to end, आपको search literal table करना है. And if any literal founds negative, whose address is not yet defined, that you have to update. Okay. Similarly, if you get the DC, so look at your DC statements. हम पहले DC DS process करेंगे. So what the DC DS is saying? Operand field is giving you the length, how to compute length that we will see, and the label field, that is your symbol name. So as soon as you get DC, your first job is calculate the length. So here little bit processing required. आपका ये जो डेटा है, ये जो लाइन है आपके array में है, okay? So token of 0 में label है, token of 1 is your pseudocode, token of 2 is your actual operand value, and in this operand also you have to extract the field right from 0th index to first code जहाँ पे मिलेगा, जो भी factor है that you have to extract, and it is going to give you the length. F है तो 4 byte, H है तो 2 byte, like that. Okay. So accordingly, if you compute here, you need to first extract that field. So for that purpose, you have to use welcome back. I think there was a network disturbance in between. My screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
My screen is visible. Okay. So now you have to extract calculate the length of your symbol. Okay. So whenever you are going to process your symbol, here you have to check the position plus one operand जो है, that symbol you have to take, and you need to find out the index location of the first quote, and then वहाँ तक आपको substring extract करना है, and that will be your required thing. Okay, so starts with prefer index, so it will return boolean that I don't want. Index of function, इंडेक्स ऑफ गिवन कैरेक्टर निकालना है, और आपका कैरेक्टर फिक्स है, उस फर्स्ट कोड जहाँ पे मिल रहा है. व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू डू इज, यू मे फाइंड आउट योर ओन वेज. हमें सिर्फ इस कोड के पहले जो भी वैल्यू है वो ट्रेस करनी है, एंड यू कैन हैव अ लुक. मीन्स अगर आप लोग 1 into 2 ये वाला फैक्टर नहीं रखने वाले, ओनली एफ एंड एच यू आर गोइंग टू प्रोसेस, सो टास्क इज मोर सिंपल. जस्ट चेक whether it contains f or h, starts with f or h, more simple. So I'll take you with that first. So better I'll check starts with, and यहाँ पे आप लोग भेज दो आपका f. Starts with f, just put a condition. If it starts with f, it will return some index. Okay, positive. Then you can say your temporary length variable, आपको इसमें length भी लेना पड़ेगा. So I'm taking length of symbol. Already one length variable is there, तो मैंने इसको length of symbol कर दिया. Equal to, आपको f से start मिला है, means definitely it is 4 byte, वो आपको पता है. स्टेप फ्यूचर में आप इसको चेंज करेंगे, इंस्टेड ऑफ f 2f आया तो हाउ टू कंप्यूट द लेंथ. अदरवाइज चेक करो, इट मे स्टार्ट विद h. वी विल कीप f and h ओनली. f मीन्स फुल वर्ड, h मीन्स हाफ वर्ड. हाफ वर्ड का साइज है 2 bytes. एंड अगर दोनों नहीं मिलते हैं, else it should be 0 right now. कुछ भी नहीं है तो डिफाइन नहीं है. That's the length computation done, and you are ready to add the symbol in symbol table. Okay, now right now you are adding because you feel that your symbol is not there, but there is a possibility आपके symbol table में already symbol होगा, तो आपको सिर्फ उसको update करना है. So how to do that? If symbol already exists, what to do, and if symbol is not there, what to do. And for this conclusion you have to look up in your symbol table. तो आपको पहले search symbol table method add करना पड़ेगा. So let's write that first. If symbol found, it will return its location. So integer भेजेंगे, उसका index भेजेंगे. That's why my return type is integer. Don't forget उसको static करना है, क्योंकि हम direct call कर रहे हैं अभी. Search table search करना है. Be passing some string value for comparison. So string s, symbol name भेजेंगे, वही compare करेंगे, right? Return something. Okay. That will be good. Now how to search? Already आपके symbol table में जो भी data है, you have to iterate it. So you may take a for loop. यहाँ पे define किया तो भी चलेगा. And how long you will iterate? So best is st dot check size method is there. How many elements are there? I plus plus. उतने बार आप इसको iterate करेंगे. And for each iteration you will keep a watch on. If your s equals, आपको यहाँ पे equals किसके साथ करना है? Your symbol table elements. So your symbol table element you have to extract one by one. So you have added object. So ith element will give a object. उस ऑब्जेक्ट में से आपको लेंथ सिंबल नेम पिक करना है. So before comparison you need to take one dummy variable of types st. सिंबल ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा आपको, करंट सिंबल देगा वो, and then you have to extract the value st dot get ith index value. Okay, तो ये आपका ऑब्जेक्ट बाहर आ गया. and now we will compare it. So symbol dot cs, you got the value, address, length, relocation. आपको symbol name में interest है. So मेरा input symbol and current symbol in symbol table are matching, means search successful. So आपको सिर्फ return ith value कर देंगे. ith location पे आपको symbol मिल गया करके. So that you will update. Otherwise बाहर आने के बाद return 0 पे भी आपको सिंबल मिल सकता है, because your list starts from 0 onwards. So better to return -1. That's it. So search symbol function is ready. We have to call here lookup in this DC function. So here we have to give a call. So my symbol name is in token of position -1 that I have to call st token of आपका जो एरे है उसमें से पोजीशन का वैल्यू -1 पे आपको सिंबल मिलने वाला है. ठीक. एंड इफ भी रिटर्न वैल्यू है, सर्च फंक्शन विल रिटर्न आइदर नंबर और negative value. If search is successful, it is going to return value greater than -1, right? So greater than equal to 0 अगर है तो आपका search successful है. And if search is successful, symbol is already there, तो आप नया add नहीं करेंगे, existing one update करेंगे. So जो existing position है वो आपको उधर से मिलने वाली है आपके search method से. So fetch that. So I'm going to store that return value here, and then I'll make a comparison. I'll change it. So what is index? So I have defined it. Check search st is going to return integer, right? So I'm going to return I. It is of also integer type. -1. So what's the issue with me? Multiple markers. So you have retrieved a value. Comparison. If it is greater than equal to 0, means your search successful. Index is the location in symbol table which you have to update. So call your st dot set method. आपको set करना है element to that location. Okay. So you are able to pass index value itself जो आपने compute की है, and here you will be passing new object of same tab with a new value. So new value means आपका symbol name जो है वो as it is है, position -1 पे जो value मिला है as it is you will be passing. Length is equal to current value of location counter, जो भी LC वही जाएगा उधर. And the length field जो अभी आपने compute किए, length of a symbol जो अभी हमने recently compute किया. Look at here. Statement number 63 and 66 पे जो compute किया है. Okay. Length underscore symbol, and the last field is relocation. वही एंट्री अपडेट हो जाएगा. प्रीवियसली एड्रेस फील्ड एंड लेंथ फील्ड वेयर नेगेटिव और समथिंग एल्स जो भी सेट हो गया विद द करेक्ट वैल्यू. दिस इज हैपनिंग व्हेन यू आर हैविंग ऑलरेडी एंट्री इज अवेलेबल देयर. अदरवाइज अगर वो सिंबल है ही नहीं तो आपको ऐड करना पड़ेगा, राइट? सो सेम वे वी विल ऐड इट. st डॉट ऐड जो है ना एज इट इज उसको ऐड करो, सिर्फ लेंथ चेंज करो. सो इन अ एल्स पार्ट you have to add that symbol, everything will be same, length will be length है तो एंट्री आप अपडेट कर रहे हो, नहीं है तो उसको ऐड कर रहे हो. दैट्स इट. दैट इज व्हाट फॉर डीसी. एंड सेम इज फॉर डीएस. सिर्फ डीएस में लिटिल बिट कंप्यूटेशन है कि एफ और एच के आगे जो नंबर है एक्सट्रैक्टेड, कन्वर्टेड इन इंटीजर एंड मल्टीप्लाइड. Okay, so within 2 minutes you will be able to complete your DS part also. But if you have any confusion, any question in DC processing, pseudocode DC processing, let me know. I'll just tell you the step. If you got the DC, what we are supposed to do? Calculate the length and add the symbol in symbol table. But हमें symbol table या literal table में duplicates नहीं चाहिए. So that's why I have searched element first. Okay. If search is successful, वो same entry हमने उसका location fetch करके रखा है, and we are going to update that. Otherwise, new location, next position पे आपका symbol add हो जाएगा in the same thing. So if you have any queries related to this, please let me know. समझ में आया नहीं आया? Here little bit text processing is there, but we are doing. No questions? Lots of questions. Okay. So now I'll give you the task. You have to complete for DS. Steps बता के रखती हूँ. What to do for DS? Again आपका symbol add ही होने वाला है. Just length computation is different. Your F or H will be having preceding number. So right from starting position to the start, आपको start with F का index मिल सकता है, index of F. जो भी सबस्ट्रिंग है उसको एक्सट्रैक्ट करो, वो आपका नंबर रहेगा, उसको कन्वर्ट करोगे इंटीजर में, एंड देन एफ है तो मल्टीप्लाई दैट नंबर विथ 4, एच है तो मल्टीप्लाई इट विथ 2, आपकी लेंथ सेट हो जाएगी. तो आपको सिर्फ क्या करना है, कॉपी पेस्ट, ये सारा कोड डीजीएस में कॉपी होगा एंड यू विल बी मेकिंग चेंजेस हियर ओनली. सबस्ट्रिंग एक्सट्रैक्ट करके इस 2 और 4 को मल्टीप्लाई करना, दैट्स इट. So you may write it by hand and send it to me, or same code I'll upload on your Teams. Try to do it. Okay, as we are running out of time today. So tomorrow we will be able to complete mod processing also, if you complete DS part at your end.